I am Dr. K.A.V. Subramaniam, Professor and Head, Department of Endocrinology, Andhra Medical College, Visakhapatnam. Nowadays, the world is running through the COVID, which is a serious pandemic, which is affecting more and more people, producing more and more deaths. And we have more increased morbidity also. We also know that most of the diabetic patients are being affected with COVID, and they are affected. There is increase in the morbidity and also death rate. So now, November 14th of this month is being celebrated as World Diabetes Day. On this day of World Diabetes, it is being designated as controlling the diabetes or diabetes discipline and controlling the complications. So coming to the diabetes, most of the people who have diabetes, they have two things in their mind. One thing is why I got diabetes, and second thing is if I have diabetes, what are the problems I'm going to face. When you are looking at the various lifestyle, what we are seeing nowadays, we have the lifestyle changes in such a way that whole of the people are moving towards the pandemic of obesity following by the diabetes. So as far as the diabetes is concerned, there are two most important things which we should remember. That the patients who are having the lifestyle problems, for example, when you're looking at various things in the life, the diet has changed. For example, now most of the people are taking the diet, especially the dinner, after 10 o'clock in the night. So when you are looking at the dinner, we see that the body has its own mechanism. The body follows the bio clock. That means the body starts its activity along with the sunrise and ends the activity along with the sunset. Your hormones, your organs, everything is in this way. They are embedded their activity along with the solar activity. So when people are eating our food at a late time, then we are stimulating the most of our digestive enzymes again. We are stimulating the most of the hormones, and these hormones, as far as are concerned, they are not doing bad things, especially when they're overactive or acting at a time when they should not. So when you're giving rest, for example, you take your food morning between 8 and 9, and lunch between 12 and 1 o'clock, and dinner probably between 4 and 7 o'clock. Then after 7, all these systems are given rest. So they will take adequate rest, and next day morning they will cook and they will be good, active, and will be doing their things properly. If you miss these timings and stress the system in different way, then probably over the pancreas, over the liver, and all the systems, they are overactive and they will be tired, and naturally their action on the next day is not good. So coming to the sleeping pattern also, you see that most of us, we are sleeping late in the night. For example, after 11 o'clock, most of the times. So when you're sleeping late in the night, what happens again? The hormones are secreted more. Most of our hormones are active in the morning. By the evening, they will come to the rest. The same thing, the whole system is designed in such a way, they will be active early in the morning between 5, the activity starts, and gradually by the evening, they get tired and their activity comes down like our office hours. So if somebody is sleeping before 8 o'clock or before 9 o'clock, then the system will get adequate rest, and the adequate rest is there, they will recoup again, and it will be the activity on the next day will be very good, and naturally most of the things will be doing their thing in a healthy way without affecting any organ in a bad way. That is regarding the sleeping pattern. The third most important thing what we think is the physical activity. You see that the physical activity what we do nowadays is almost nil. See, when we are doing in the previous days, everybody is doing walking, everybody is doing some activity, and for earning anywhere to travel, we should walk and get something. So because of the availability of the vehicles and mechanization, we are not able to do that recently. So when the physical activity of the body is not there, whatever we eat, that will now will get deposited as fat, and our system has to work hard to remove this fat. So naturally, our system is stressed by this way also. So this physical activity is important. And one of the most important factors why the physical activity is going down is because of, previously it is because of mechanization, that is because of vehicles. Nowadays it is because of the availability of this digital world where we are watching more of TVs, more of mobiles, and of course we are mostly doing things with these things. When these gadgets are more used, then the physical activity is also almost nil, and only the brain will be functioning. The consumption of the brain is very less when compared to the physical activity. So the physical activity is most important. Everybody should do some physical activity. Physical activity is either it is walking, running, cycling, jumping, sitting and moving the limbs. Everything is physical activity. Remember that physical activity is important for your life. Whatever physical activity. But people ask me that whether I can do this, I can do this. See, start any physical activity at a slow pace. We need not do things in a faster way, slow pace. And when your body is accepting it, you can do it. When you have any arthritis, when you have any heart problem, definitely we will advise you to do only certain things. So don't get depressed that you are not able to walk. See, all other limbs, all other things can be moved. For example, you can lie on the bed and move your limbs. So this is how the physical activity is important. And those people who do physical activity, all the organs will be active, and their pancreas will be active, their liver will be active, the muscles will be active, and everything will be doing very well. So that is regarding the physical activity. Coming to the diet, the most important is in our country, as far as India is concerned, we consume a lot of carbohydrates. Let me tell you that we consume the carbohydrate at a rate of 70 to 90%. Whether we consume chapatis, rice, whatever food we want throughout India. So there are studies also which show that. So what I'm telling is, as far as the previous days are concerned, our ancestors, this diet is good because we are physically very, very active. So almost from morning to night, we are active, doing work, cultivation, whatever the work they are doing a lot of physical activity. For physical activity, more physical activity, the energy efficient fuel is carbohydrate. So that's why previously we are taking more amount of carbohydrates. But in this era where the physical activity almost less than 10%, let me tell you frankly, less than 10%. So naturally we are all not able to utilize the carbohydrate we are eating. But our habits have gone in such a way that we are consuming more and more carbohydrates. So that's why we are becoming more and more fatty. So when we consume more amount of carbohydrate, we are putting a lot of pressure on our pancreas to secrete insulin. We are putting a lot of pressure on the liver to metabolize all these things. And naturally, our muscles are redundant because we don't do physical activity. So that's why most of our system is being stressed, and people are getting either diabetes or hypertension. There is changes in the cholesterol and all these problems. So with this, we should know that the changes in the lifestyle are very much important to keep the glucose levels normal. And also it is important that even to prevent diabetes, this is very much important. So this is called so-called diabetic discipline. Then coming to the complications, we should know that some of my patients ask me that, sir, though my glucose levels are high, I don't have any problem. But I wanted to remind you that, see, this is like a pyramid, the hyperglycemia. Usually it will not produce any problems to you. Most of the times patients are surprised when they get a blood glucose test for some other purpose. It will be something like 400 to 500. They are surprised, saying that, sir, I don't have any problem. But mind that hyperglycemia directly will not produce any problem to you. But, but please be cautious, because when it affects the organs, for example, pyramid, you know that whether it is walls or windows and or doors, see, you will not know anything. Once the whole of the wall is damaged, the whole of the window is damaged, then when you touch it, it drops down completely. The only way to repair it is again replace it. Likewise, when the hyperglycemia affects the organs, whether it affects your kidneys, nerves, eyes, or heart or brain, let me tell you, once it affects, the only way is to replace it. For example, looking at the kidney. When the kidney is affected, 80 to 90%, or sometimes 95% only, you will have the problem of edema in the foot, or swelling of the face, or less amount of urine. So at that stage, you get investigated, and the only thing what we can offer you is only dialysis and or kidney replacement, the so-called kidney transplant. Likewise, if there is a nerve is being affected, you know that the patients will be having so-called pins and needles, so much burning sensation in the night, they cannot walk, and sometimes there is numbness. Once the sensation is lost, a small injury may make a big wound, and sometimes this wound may result in amputation and loss of the legs and foot. So that's how a simple problem, simple control of glucose, if not uncontrolled, after 5 or 10 years, they may produce these problems. Then the eye, it is much more serious. See, eye, the symptoms will appear only the critical areas are affected. That means macula, the so-called important area in the brain, eye. So most of my patients, when I say whether you got your eye tested, they said, "Sir, I got tested." But mind you that our asking is regarding the testing of the inner eye, not the outer spectacles or the refractive error. So that is much more important. So when this is affected, then nothing can be done. And only thing is the whatever treatment we do is only to prevent further damage. So already damaged thing, we cannot get it back. Though that is the most important thing. Likewise, we have our brain and heart also. If they're affected, then the treatment is not there. Only thing is we try to repair, but we are not going to make them well or normal. So that's why these are the various complications which can occur because of the uncontrolled hyperglycemia. So when these complications occur, then it is almost something like a very problem. Most of my patients ask me when they use medication that whether we can live longer with after this medication, or sometimes they so philosophically they tell me that, sir, whatever it is, if I use medication or not, what is going to happen? Not going to live for 100 or 150 years. So please remember, rather than prolonging your life, but let me tell you, definitely using of these medications and all those things will definitely prolong your life. But most important thing is you should live happily and healthily. That's why you should control your glucose levels, use of proper medications, and when you're using proper medications, please be careful that sometimes we feel that this after taking this medication I have an abdominal problem, or sometimes we feel that after taking medication I'm feeling heavy, so that's why I skip the medication. Sometimes my patients say that, sir, this dose is very heavy, and that's why I'm not taking. So please, any problem you face after taking the medication, immediately consult your doctor. Tell him that the problem, definitely they try to rectify it. But on your own, please don't stop, because a simple stopping a tablet 1 day or 2 days will not give you any problem directly. That's why you think that it's okay. But most important is inner, I mentioned all these organs which are there, they get damaged. So that is very much important, please. So this is very important to take the medicines regularly. I also mentioned that most of the medications have some side effects. But when the benefit is good, so we try to balance them. But if you are not able to tolerate any drug, please come back, tell us, we try to change the medication, and accordingly we do it. So the important thing is continue medication. Any problem is there, definitely we are trying to rectify it. And after this medication, then sometimes they ask me about insulin. So don't worry about whether insulin is good, bad, all these things. That is only discussion and teaching purpose. As far as you are concerned, when you're a patient, your doctor is the best judge to tell you whether you take insulin or not. And out of all the diabetic medications, let me tell you that insulin is the one which is a natural product. So that's why don't worry about insulin. If your body and glucose control requires insulin, then you will write and please continue it. So once we have discussed about the insulin and the medication, now we are talking about the hypertension. Please, if diabetes base is there, then hypertension will affect the organs 2 to 3 times more. Those patients who have only diabetes, the thing is different. Those patients who have hypertension plus diabetes, the damage to the organs is almost very high. So please take the hypertensive medication. Most of my patients, they take hypertensive medication religiously, but sometimes they skip it. Sometimes they skip on some days. But when they skip it, the glucose levels, the BP levels may go very high. And this fluctuating BP is more dangerous. That may cause sometimes rupture of the vessels and damaging the distal organs. So that is very much important. So please be careful that always don't skip the hypertensive medication. The control of BP in a diabetic patient is very, very, very important, and you should continue it. Most of my patients say that they record their BP, they say it is normal, that's why they can stop the drug. No. Ultimately, our idea is to bring down the BP to normalcy with the medication. So that doesn't mean that when it becomes normal, you can stop the medication. You have to continue it. Probably when you go to your doctor, he may suggest you some change or something, but you have to continue it. You cannot change the things on your own. Then coming to the last thing is the other friend of diabetes. See, I told you diabetes has two friends. That is, one is hypertension, other one is cholesterol. So other friend of diabetes is cholesterol. Again, this cholesterol is a very important thing where what we consume, the excess most of the times it get converted to fat, and that will result to increase in the cholesterol. Sometimes my patients ask me that, sir, I'm thin and why my cholesterol is high? But I want to remind you that the cholesterol in the blood is different from the fat in the subcutaneous tissue. So these cholesterol levels, what they do is they on the vessels which are supplying the vital organs, on the vessels. Already in a diabetic patient, the vessels are unhealthy. Like means it is not like a smooth road; it is a rough road. So on these cholesterol will form a layer and the so-called plaque. That means it is like a speed breaker, a bumper. So when this plaque is there, when both the sides the plaque grows, then it becomes the blood vessel becomes narrow, or the area through which the blood can flow becomes very, very small. So when the blood flow is low, then the distal organ will get affected. When it gets affected, then it will cry for the food. So that is so-called ischemia or infarct. So if the distal organ is heart, it will get myocardial infarction, that is heart attack. If the distal organ is brain, then it will get cerebrovascular accident or stroke. Or sometimes you see that in the feet, you see the toes, where you can see they become black. That is because the blood vessel which is supplying the toe is blocked. That's why the blood is not reaching. That means blackness indicates that the tissue has become dead. So that's how it happens. So it is very much important to prevent our vessels becoming narrow or narrow. So we have to keep them healthy. So for that purpose, we have to use the statin, which lowers the cholesterol. Though sometimes they ask me the cholesterol levels are normal, that's what in the 100-page report they show me that the cholesterol is normal. But I tell you that the cholesterol levels, normal levels of cholesterol in a diabetic patient is slightly lower when compared to normal persons. So don't worry about it. And we are not going to discuss what are the benefits, all these things of statins. Here we are saying that in a diabetic patient, if you take a statin, then the blood vessel narrowing will be less and the vessel will be healthy and protecting all the organs. So otherwise, please be careful about your diabetic medications, hypertensive medications, then cholesterol lowering statins. This will keep all your organs healthy without any damage, and that's why the person can live healthy. So the lifestyle is more important. That will keep you active throughout your life and keep you healthy throughout your life. Thank you very much.